Hi everyone. Words hold immense power. They can build dreams or shatter them, inspire growth or sow doubt. Today, we're diving into an essential topic: the 4 things you should never say. These phrases, though often spoken casually, can limit your potential, strain relationships, and dampen your inner fire. Imagine the possibilities if we replace self-doubt with confidence, blame with responsibility, and negativity with hope. By recognizing and eliminating these harmful words, we unlock the doors to progress, self-belief, and success. Together, let's transform our language and create a foundation for a more empowered, purposeful life. Words are powerful. They carry weight, more than we often realize. Every syllable, every sentence we speak, has the potential to inspire or to harm, to build or to break. You see, what comes out of your mouth is a reflection of what's going on inside you. It shapes how others see you, how they respond to you, and even how you see yourself. The way we use words is not just a habit, it's a tool, a weapon, a gift. And like any tool, it can either create or destroy depending on how you wield it. Think about the conversations you have every day. When you tell yourself you can't do something, you're not just stating a fact, you're setting a limit. You're drawing a line in the sand that says, this is as far as I go. But what if you chose different words? What if instead of I can't, you said I'll try or I'm learning? Those words open doors, they plant seeds of possibility. The language you use doesn't just reflect your mindset, it shapes it. Now, take this same principle and apply it to your relationships. How often do we let careless words slip out in the heat of the moment? A single sentence can lift someone's spirits or tear them down. You can tell someone they're amazing, and you've given them fuel to keep going. But if you criticize harshly or dismiss them, you've planted a doubt in their mind that might take years to undo. Words stick. They linger long after they've been spoken, sometimes even longer than actions. But let's go beyond personal interactions. Words also shape the opportunities that come your way. Imagine walking into a room with confidence, speaking with clarity and purpose. People listen. They feel your energy, your conviction, and they respond to it. Now think about what happens when your words are filled with uncertainty or negativity. That energy spreads, and suddenly opportunities feel just out of reach. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. The tone, the timing, the intention behind your words, all of it matters. This is why mindful communication is so important. It's about choosing your words carefully, understanding their impact before they leave your lips. It's not about being perfect or overthinking everything you say. It's about being intentional, being aware. When you speak with intention, you give your words purpose. They become tools for connection, for inspiration, for change. It's not always easy, though. There are moments when emotions take over, when frustration or fear makes it hard to think before you speak. But those are the moments that matter most. When you pause, even for a second, and think about what you're about to say, you give yourself a chance to choose better, to choose words that uplift rather than tear down, to choose a tone that invites conversation rather than conflict. That's where the power lies, not in speaking perfectly, but in speaking purposefully. And here's the thing, this isn't just about other people. It's about you too. The words you speak to yourself are just as important, if not more so, than the ones you speak to others. When you tell yourself you're not good enough, you start to believe it. But when you remind yourself of your strength, your resilience, your ability to grow, you start to believe that too. You become your own biggest cheerleader or your own worst critic, all depending on the words you choose. So let's bring it back to the choices we make every day. The conversations we have with others, the inner dialogue we hold with ourselves, the way we present ourselves to the world, it all starts with words. They are the foundation of how we connect, how we grow, how we move forward. If you want to change your life, start with your language. Start by paying attention to the words you use and the energy they carry. It's not about being perfect, it's about being better, one word at a time. Because when you change the way you speak, you change the way you think. When you change the way you think, you change the way you act. And when you change the way you act, you change your life. That's the power of words. They're not just sounds or symbols, they're the building blocks of your reality. Use them wisely, and you'll create a world you're proud to live in. Well, let me tell you something about the words we use. They can either push us forward or hold us back, and too often we let the wrong ones slip out. It's not just about what you say to others, it's what you say to yourself. That's where it all starts. There are 4 phrases, 4 simple things people say every day that act like invisible chains. You don't see them at first, but they're there, holding you down, keeping you from stepping into your potential. It's time to recognize them for what they are and let them go. The first one is when you tell yourself, I can't do this. Those words are like slamming a door shut before you've even tried to open it. When you say you can't, you're not just stating a fact, you're creating a belief. You're convincing yourself that the task, the goal, the dream is out of reach. And once you believe that, it's over before it's begun. But here's the thing, it's not about whether you can or can't. It's about whether you're willing to try. Effort is where growth happens. The moment you decide to try, you've already taken a step forward, no matter how small it may seem. Now let's talk about the second one. It's not my fault. Those words might feel comforting in the moment, but they strip away your power. When you blame circumstances, other people, or even bad luck, you're giving away control. You're saying, I can't do anything about this, but the truth is, responsibility is where your strength lies. Taking ownership of your actions, your choices, and even your mistakes gives you the ability to change, to adapt, to grow. Blame might feel easy, but it's a dead end. Responsibility, though, that's a path forward. Then there's the third phrase, I don't have time. How often do you say that? It's one of the most common excuses, and it feels so real. But here's the truth, time is not something you find, it's something you make. Every single person has the same 24 hours in a day, and what sets people apart is how they choose to use them. When you say you don't have time, you're really saying it's not a priority. And that's okay, as long as you're honest with yourself. But don't let I don't have time become a barrier to what truly matters to you. If it's important, you'll find a way. The fourth one is subtle, but it's just as damaging. I'll do it later. Procrastination is sneaky because it feels harmless at first. You think you're just delaying something for a little while, but what you're really doing is creating a habit. Every time you put something off, you're training yourself to avoid action. And the more you do it, the harder it becomes to break the cycle. Later turns into tomorrow, and tomorrow turns into never. The only way to beat procrastination is to act. Even a small step today is better than a big promise for tomorrow. So there you have it, 4 phrases that hold you back. They might seem small, but they have a big impact. They limit your growth, your productivity, your positivity. But here's the good news, you don't have to keep saying them. You can replace them with words that empower you, words that remind you of your strength, your resilience, your ability to keep moving forward. It starts with awareness. Pay attention to the words you use, especially when you're talking to yourself. Catch those limiting phrases before they take root. And when you do, challenge them. Replace I can't with I'll try. Replace it's not my fault with what can I learn from this. Replace I don't have time with how can I make time, and replace I'll do it later with I'll start right now. Words are powerful, but you're the one who gives them power. Choose them wisely. Speak to yourself with intention, with purpose, with belief. Because when you change the way you talk to yourself, you change the way you see the world. And when you change the way you see the world, you open up endless possibilities. Don't let those 4 phrases hold you back. Break free from them and watch what happens when you step into your full potential. The power is in your hands and in your words. Let me ask you something. How often do you catch yourself speaking in a way that pulls you down? It's easy, isn't it? Negative words, negative thoughts, they creep in without you even realizing it. But here's the truth, negativity is like a heavy chain. It weighs you down, keeps you stuck, and makes the journey ahead seem impossible. But what if you could replace it? What if, instead of being a prisoner of your words, you could turn them into a force that lifts you up? That's what empowerment is about. It's about choosing words that fuel your spirit, build your confidence, and remind you of the strength you already have. The first step is recognizing when negativity shows up. It might sound like doubt, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or this is too hard. It might sound like blame, it's not my fault, they made me do it, or life isn't fair. It might sound like excuses, I don't have time, I can't do it, or I'll deal with it later. These words may feel small, but they carry big consequences. They plant seeds of limitation, and over time, those seeds grow into walls that block your progress. Now, here's the good part, just as negativity is learned, empowerment can be learned too. It starts with a decision to challenge the words you use and choose better ones. Take doubt, for example. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, stop and ask yourself, is that true? Most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's fear talking. So instead of giving in, replace that thought with, I'm capable of learning. I'm capable of growing. That shift may seem small, but it changes everything. It turns fear into possibility. Blame is another trap that keeps people stuck. When something goes wrong, it's easy to point fingers. It's easy to say, it's not my fault, and move on. But what happens when you take responsibility instead? Responsibility isn't about guilt, it's about power. When you say, this is my situation, and I can do something about it, you take control. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things, and you start finding solutions. That's empowerment. That's the moment you go from being a victim of your circumstances to the creator of your future. And let's not forget excuses. Excuses are comfortable, aren't they? They let you off the hook. They let you stay where you are. But comfort doesn't lead to growth. When you hear yourself saying, I don't have time, ask yourself what you really mean. Is it that you don't have time, or is it that you're afraid to start? Instead of making excuses, make a plan. Even a small step forward is better than standing still. Empowerment isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up, even when it's hard, and proving to yourself that you're capable. Replacing negativity with empowerment is not just about words, it's about mindset. It's about believing that you have the power to change, even when things feel impossible. It's about choosing hope over doubt, action over excuses, and accountability over blame. Every time you replace a negative phrase with an empowering one, you're rewriting the story you tell yourself. And over time, that story becomes your reality. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're facing a challenge, a big one, the kind that makes you want to quit before you even start. Your first thought might be, I can't do this. That's the negativity talking. But instead of letting it take over, you pause, you breathe, and you say, this is tough, but I'll find a way. Do you feel the difference? One phrase shuts the door while the other opens it. One keeps you stuck while the other moves you forward. Here's another example when you make a mistake. It's easy to say, I messed up, and that's it. But what if you said, I messed up, and here's what I'm learning. Mistakes aren't failures, they're opportunities. So, as we stand here today, let's make a choice to replace negativity with empowerment, to speak words that build us up rather than tear us down. Every challenge you face, every obstacle in your path, is an opportunity to grow stronger, to rise higher, to prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. Your words are the foundation of your journey, the spark that ignites your potential. Choose hope, choose action, choose accountability, speak with purpose, live with intention, and watch as the life you've always dreamed of begins to take shape one powerful word at a time.